Hey friends, it's Adam Oakes with Planet Technologies Managed Services team, and I'm here to share with you this week's Play of the Week. So for this week's Play of the Week, there was something that really caught my eye that I wasn't too sure what it was when I first saw it listed, but it sounded interesting, so I decided I wanted to go in and look up what was more to it. So first, I'll go ahead and tell you what the feature is, and we'll talk a little bit about what it is because I think it's actually pretty freaking cool. So the feature was actually released in the in development section, and what it's called is Microsoft Teams Speaker Coach in Microsoft Teams Meeting. And the details say Speaker Coach provides private, personalized feedback on your speaking and presentation skills in both real time as well as post meetings and a summary. This is scheduled for release in April of this year and will actually be available in GCC and worldwide tenants. So I saw that update, thought it was kind of cool, and was sitting there thinking, well, what really is Speaker Coach going to be? So I got out my Google skills and started going through and searching. And Microsoft actually released a version of this in PowerPoint last year that they called Presentation Coach, that they are evolving to ultimately come up with Teams. And if you actually read what it does, it sounds pretty interesting and something that I could probably use, as you guys have probably heard updates from me a couple times. What Speaker Coach actually does is listen to your meeting and use AI in real time. Some examples of the type of stuff that it can do for you is one, if you're speaking too quickly and not taking enough pauses, or maybe just rushing into stuff because you're nervous, it'll actually give you a notification to let you know that you're speaking at an increased pace, and maybe it's worth taking a breath and slowing down. If maybe someone else starts speaking to ask a question, but you don't hear them because you're talking yourself, it'll actually not only let you know that, hey, someone else was trying to speak, it'll even identify who in the meeting that person that was trying to speak was. Finally, it will do stuff like remind you to check back in and see if there's any questions with your audience or things like that. All stuff that's been proven to give a better presentation experience and have better interactions with meetings. Again, basically being brought with you through AI in real time to both check your own cadence of speaking and how everything's going, but also bring some of those friendly tips that can help you out overall. So again, keep in mind, this will do it both real time in the meeting and give you like a post meeting report. I thought this was awesome. For those of us that are in the IT world, let's be real. A lot of people, and I'm sure some of you guys that are listening, this probably applies to, but I'm positive all of us can think of coworkers this applies to. A lot of people that went into information technology as a career did so because they like computers and they like working with technology, not because they're great people skills and not because they're great working with other people. I've never really had a huge problem with like public speaking and stuff like that, but I have friends who that is among the biggest fears they have in the world that ultimately still do this as a career. So the fact that Microsoft is bringing the capabilities of their artificial intelligence and making something like this available at the fingertips of people to be able to go through and do and provide just real-time feedback, and again that post-meeting feedback, to hopefully just make us better at our jobs and make us better at running meetings and getting opinions of others and making sure we're slowing down, all that stuff. Actually, I think it's super cool, and specifically in our industry, something that can really be helpful. So again, this is one of the updates I saw. I was like, well, that's kind of cool. I wonder what that is. But the more I dug into it, the more I got details, the more I was excited about it. So that's been our play of the week. As always, join us next week as we go over more. And thank you so much for joining us. This is Adam Oakes, and again, with the Planet Technologies Managed Services team. Have a great day and week, guys.